Hello students, session 2 Phyllis continues. In this you have questions with blank spaces and let us get into the questions. Each of the following questions has a paragraph form which one sentence has been deleted. From the given options, choose the one that completes the paragraph in the most appropriate way. Let us move to the first question. Farmers are able to viable price for this rice in the market dash. The paddy straw got after the harvest is almost double the quantity compared with the normal varieties, he said. So this is the statement and we have options, that is the government has taken the decision after considering the views of the state governments. That's the first option. Second, now after the revision in MSP, the returns of safflower has been increased to rupees 4,945, providing a 50.1% returns to farmers. This is second statement or second option. Third option, one of the advantages for them is that they do not have to spend on fertilizers or pesticides. And fourth option, he switched over to organic cultivation and traditional varieties over 3 years ago. And fifth option, none of these. Though this question has an option which is like none of these, will lead to confusion or tricky, but if we analyze the statement, we will be in a position to identify the right option which can fill into the incomplete statement. So what the statement is trying to convey, farmers are able to get viable price for this rice in the market, and followed by some statement, and it continues saying that the paddy straw got after the harvest is almost double in the quantity compared with the normal varieties, he said. So the given stanza is talking about the advantages of harvesting the paddy straw. As it is explaining, this kind of paddy variety gives the farmers just the double yield, so they need to spend on other things like pesticides or other chemicals to increase the yield of this kind of paddy. So the most appropriate option here will be one of the advantages for them is that they do not have to spend on fertilizers or pesticides. Okay, so it is a clear indication that the advantages of harvesting the paddy straw, this kind of variety gives just the double yield, so they need not spend on other things like pesticides or chemicals. Okay, so option C can be the right thing which can match into this. Let us move to the question number 2. One of the most disturbing aspects of the ongoing bad loan saga was the GNPAs officially recognized by the banks were only the tip of the iceberg. In 2013, there was another dicey one hidden from public view because of a cozy arrangement with the borrower to restructure the loan. So what should come in the blank space? Is it the immense effort put in by the stakeholders so far is required to be buttressed with substantive reforms in governments, or for all banks was at a comfortable 13.4% as of September 2018, or for capital infusions from the government may continue, or for every bad loan the banks had recognized as NPA. So what should be that can correctly fit into the blank statement? So we can understand that the stanza is trying to say about the worsening non-performing asset situation in banks. Tip of the iceberg means only a hint or suggestion of a much larger or more complex issue or problem. Saga is a long story of heroic achievement. Especially a medieval Norse narrative in Old Norse or Old Icelandic or Epic. So we can easily omit option A, that is for all the immense effort put in by the stakeholders can be omitted, and option B, conveying an idea, like it is talking about some rate that has been fixed for banks to follow on, and option C is giving a complete idea about the second line of the stanza, that there had been or there has been found a risky, dicey means risky, situation or arrangement between the bank and the borrower regarding the loan structure. So option D, for every bad loan that banks had recognized as NPA, that is non-performing asset. Okay, so option D will be the right choice in this case. Now let us move to the question number 3. Thankfully, elections happen every 5 years in India, but for that the word rural, it appears dash full stop. If rural economy is the core for India, why is that the legitimate concerns of the rural population are sought to be addressed only in the 11th hour, at almost the end of the terms, by governments? You have options like would have remained in the realm of distant memory in the minds of political masters, or option B, or the second option, raises serious questions on the way governments prioritize issues impacting the economic status of a vast part of the population. Option 3, the word rural has become the fulcrum around which the final full-fledged budget of the NDA government is structured. And fourth option is incorrect to indulge in comparisons with developed economies on the subsidy issue. And option E, none of this. So what is that statement trying to convey? So it is question the government that if agriculture has a great contribution in the economy of the country, then why is so that politicians don't give it priority and they abstain themselves from talking on the topic agriculture. So if you see, option D can easily be omitted as it has mentioned some issue regarding subsidy, and option C can't be the answer as it is not going to fill up the given blank grammatically and contextually both. Option A is the only option which is making sense while completing the stanza. Hence, option A, that is, would have remained in the realm of distant memory in the minds of political masters, will be the right choice. Okay, as far as this question is concerned. Now let us move to the next question. Question number 4. Dark matter is thought to make up most of the mass of the universe. However, since it doesn't interact with light in the same way as normal matter, it can only be observed through its gravitational effects. Dash, when stars form, strong winds can push gas and dust away from heart of the galaxy. As a result, the galaxy's center has less mass, which affects how much gravity is felt by the remaining dark matter. So you have 5 options, where the first option says the spinning motion at speeds of hundreds of kilometers per second may cause matter in the disk to take on a distinctive spiral shape. Second option, the key to studying it may however lie in how stars are formed in these galaxies. And option 3, older stars reside in the bulge at the center of the galactic disk. Option 4, these intergalactic processes may be part of natural evolution by which irregular galaxies transform into one of the other shapes. And option 5, none of these as usual. Now, from the given statement, what we can understand? So it is trying to talk about the dark matter, its characteristics and why it is necessary to study it. And even stanza has shown a relation among the galaxy star formation and the dark matter. Option D can be easily omitted as it is talking about some process through which the irregular shaped galaxies transform into other shapes, which is totally out of the context. Option B, how stars are formed, gives us the clue that this could be the correct answer choice. So option B is the most viable answer, making whole or the stanza meaningful. So we have to go with option B, which will be the right choice.